Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
There is gold in them Olympics for the United States, and in particular, Simone Biles. She did it again, folks. The story of the Olympics, the great Simone Biles has done it again. She wins the all-around today as we welcome her in. If I'm spoiling it for you folks, well, too bad.
Too bad.
Too dadgum bad. I watched a lot of it, and it was riveting. A good battle between Simone, the Brazilian, Suni Lee, by way of Auburn. But I tell you one thing, Simone Biles, at 27, with her war chest of Olympic medals, she can stack up with anybody in the history of the game. Hi, everybody. Welcome to a Thursday edition coming to you. I am sitting right here, as you can see, the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar, our Thursday home. We've got my man Patrick Young, who's been all over the place today. Being Patrick Young, Pat, I hope you had a chance to watch a little bit of Simone. I watched the first 2 or 3 events with the all-around, and she was pushed, but, man, she's good. She is so good at what she does.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, Terry, but, have you noticed the Olympics, they've been very weird with showing the scoring, on the television?
I agree. Totally agree.
It's so annoying. They'll show it briefly and only the top 3, and, I kind of want to see where everyone's falling in line. Swimming does a great job with names and letting you know what's going on, and so it's been, I thought that was, even when the Team USA won the all around as a team, I think that was yesterday or 2 days ago. It was if you can't hear, and think about it, if you can't hear, I want to be able to see whether you actually have a hearing ability or you're at a bar restaurant where everyone's talking and you can't necessarily.
Absolutely.
So I think they're failing on that part, man. It's super annoying, but glad to see she killed it, man.
And Patrick, we live in an era now with technology, the way we broadcast sports. You should never look at your TV, whatever screen you're watching. I don't care if it's this, that, or the other thing, or TV, standard TV. You should never not know what the score is or what a score was. Yeah, and you're right, man. Even today, I had a lunch meeting right before the all-around got started. And so we watched several passes through different apparatus. And there were times I go, okay, well, what? Okay, Simone's behind her. What was her score? They flashed it. It was gone, and you were like,
it was gone. 5 seconds. 5-10 seconds, maybe. Now you make a great point, Terry. There's even been times on certain networks where they, I don't know, zoom in too far or what. Just the graphics aren't lined up on the screen where you can see the time or the timeouts, and it's we are way too far advanced to not know the score or the time or the quarter at any moment.
I hate to say it, Patrick, but now I watched today of the women's all-around gymnastics. I watched probably the first 45 minutes, and I've watched here and there of the team and here and there. I hate to say it, but the gymnastics meets that I watch on Friday nights on the SEC network
are better.
Feels like they're covered better than the games that I'm watching. Is that crazy?
No, isn't that crazy? No, isn't it crazy that that's the truth? And it's chaotic. It's the gymnastics event, not chaotic, but there's multiple things going on at one time.
Going on a lot, yeah, sure,
right.
Sure.
And I don't know. You're right. It just didn't seem as fluid. And I remember watching some floor routines, and I love this so much that during Simone's, during Suni Lee, the announcers shut up.
Nice.
They completely stopped talking and let us enjoy the beauty of what they were doing. And I remember the moment I was like, Mom, that was the best thing ever. Those people didn't say anything and let us just enjoy the beauty of what they did. It was so cool, man.
Well, some of the best sports calls, be it radio or television over the years, some of the best are when the play-by-play guy, in most cases, when the play-by-play guy just says nothing. He just lays out. He just lets the visual, and not for a long time, but let the visual let the Nat sound, let the ambiance tell the story. Because and then he jumps in, and if they're really good, they jump in with a iconic line, right?
Right.
I do not believe what I just saw and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But yes, sometimes it is best to, I think, let it breathe a little bit. But I don't know, man. You got to believe, Patrick, that these games outside the gymnastics arena where they're at, you've got to believe that they've got dozens of television trucks where each truck probably costs $1 million a
Oh
day to
God,
be
yeah,
there
for
to
sure.
to do its thing, be it the timing, be it the graphics. I mean, you're right. We should not know what Suni Lee got 30 seconds after she landed. And
Well,
I want to know what she scored when Simone Biles comes behind her. I want to know
well,
what's the number.
it does take them a little minute to get the score, which is
I get
fine.
it.
But
I get it. But it's
keep
pretty
the other
quick.
scores on there. Keep all the other scores on there as they're waiting for them to
Yeah.
update.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. I mean,
it was so awkward. I think when the USA team won yesterday, they waited like a minute and 45 to 2 minutes before they knew
yeah.
for sure they got the gold. I'm like, wow, the suspense.
Yeah, definitely. And Patrick, as we welcome you again, we're kicking off first segment today on a Thursday edition from Sliders Oyster Bar. I'm on the patio. The place is rocking and rolling. Late lunch is rolling out. You can tell it's fun this time of year, Patrick, here on the patio, or anywhere inside or the patio here at Sliders. You've got that group, that beach group. You can just kind of look at people and tell, okay, they just came off the beach from 4 or 5 hours and they're having a late lunch. And then you've got these groups, like 2 or 3 over here, and I'm pointing, they were getting their meal and heading to the beach. Yeah.
I like that too. Ooh, which one
Yeah.
would I rather be? Because both people are getting obliterated by the sun either way. So it's
Absolutely.
I'll
tell you this.
there's no
I'll
those.
tell you this.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, my beach days, and I love the beach when I was younger, especially not so much now, but when I was younger, and man, I'd have fun, and you'd meet some buddies and friends and girls, and you'd throw the football, and you'd all say, "Let's meet up at XYZ Avenue," and somebody'd have a boom box, and it'd be fun, but man, there's probably not a better shower than that when you get home and jump in the shower
Oh,
after that beach day. Oh, that feels good, doesn't it?
there is
Oh,
not a
Patrick.
better shower. There
Yeah,
is
and
a better.
the only thing close to that is if you leave the beach and you go to a buddy's condo or apartment and you jump in the pool after the beach.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a fresh
yep.
feeling
That
too.
feels great as well.
That is
Man,
that's a fresh feeling.
because when you use the shower, that's the public shower outdoor by the beach, you
Yeah.
cannot get all the sand off.
Nope.
You just know
Nope.
it. The
Hey, you
best
can
you try all the sand, and
you
then you
can
get in that shower,
try.
and you're like, oh, I didn't know I had an extra piece right there.
Hey, Patrick. Yeah, you can try and you can get those swim trunks, those baggies. You can move them around a little bit, but you still got a little grind when you're driving home, right?
Man,
There's
I
still a
hate,
little grind until
especially if
you
you
get
wear
into the
those,
shower.
but especially if you wear the trunks that have that
Oh,
mesh pocket. I hate that thing so
the
much.
liner. Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I hate that liner so much.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
oh yeah. But until you get in, hey, and how about when you get in that home shower, and you do your business in that shower, and you get out, put on some clean clothes, and you get in that air conditioning. Woo,
on that good
son.
old put on that S&P, that right. Grrr, grrr.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yes. You're good to go, baby. By the way, your numbers, folks, your numbers to know today 23 and 30. 23 days until Florida State and Georgia Tech kick it off, and 30 days until all of college football basically kicks it off. 23
days.
and 30. Patrick, the Hall of Fame game, sorta, is tonight, the NFL's first game. It really has devalued into a glorified practice with a bunch of guys that, and I don't want to be mean, Patrick, but both teams have basically said none of their starters are going to play. None of their real guys are going to play. Even their rookie, even Caleb Williams or your rookie high picks won't even. Patrick, it's gotten to the point where it's just a glorified scrimmage between guys that 2 or 3 Mondays from now, we'll be waiting on you at T-Mobile. And I hate to be mean, guy, but other than the Hawkeye thing tonight, there's no reason for me to watch tonight. I don't think. I'm interested in Hawkeye.
That and the new kickoff, what we talked about briefly, just kind of see how that's
will be kind of neat.
Yeah. And there's not going to be a lot of scores in this game, Terry. So it's like, are we only going to get 2 kickoffs? The kickoff from start of the game and half. No, they'll score. Somebody will score a field goal or something.
So with that as the backdrop, Patrick, I don't know if I would rather tonight have a quasi game, which will be miserable to watch. You've watched them; they're miserable. The game tonight will be miserable. Would I rather have 3.5 hours of that tonight, or would I rather just have a tutorial documentary on what the Hawkeye is and what the new kickoff rule is? I would rather have 3 hours of how did it come about, what's the theory, draw it up on a board, right? The Hawkeye, which is the new first down marker we're going to start looking at, and the new Patrick. I would rather have a documentary on those two than the game tonight, if you want to know the truth about it.
I'm trying to brainstorm here if there's any even situational stuff that these two teams could do that would be worth a darn to watch. And I'm like, maybe they can do red zone situations. But obviously these guys don't want to get hurt.
Sure.
Obviously the other ones want to make the team. I think it'd be really cool, and hopefully I have time to watch for the Hall of Fame inductions. For each one of those guys, get a very long breakdown testimonial of how great they were, and they're not that they don't get enough, but I would 6 guys are getting inducted, 7, somewhere between 6 and 8. So I would love, because it's going to be long either way, but a 10, 15 minute in depth of their career and maybe even stuff they're doing after their career, but you and I aren't on the board to make that decision, sadly.
I'll tell you another thing, Patrick.
NFL would be so much better if we were on it.
I agree. Oh, absolutely. It just never ends, though, Patrick. It happened again this morning. One day I'm going to start charting it, but this morning I get up, eyes open, kind of let the dog out, get my day started, kind of want to start putting a show together. When I click on NFL for the highlights of the 8 or 9 highlights on the ESPN page, right? The highlights, Rodgers doesn't practice, blah, blah, blah. This is a week and a half running now, Patrick. The 5 of the 8 highlights, the descriptions of the stories are injury, out for a year, injury, Achilles blown, done for the year, ACL. It just won't end. I'm telling you, at some point, if you're the NFL, you may start saying, do we need contact? I mean, these guys are all professional players. They've been tackled, they've caught, they've thrown. Patrick, it never ends. The injury bug is always the story over the next 3 weeks.
I know, man, and I was really hopeful that with college sports it doesn't. Sorry, I was distracted because we got the 200 4x4 women's free relay. We got Katie Ledecky going here within their relay team going against Australia. Australia's got a really good, strong swim program, man. They it looks like they're going to get gold here over U.S. But hey, there's something wrong with
that girl Titus or something. She's pretty good for Australia. I watched her beat
the girl, and the backstroke girl McCowan or whatever her name is.
Is that right?
Yeah. Apparently, her and American girl Regina Smith. They literally go they're 1 and 2 in the world every time. They are just literally racing against each other.
Hey, Patrick, I want to give credit if credit is deserved. Help me out if I've missed something, and I'm being serious here. I want to say this. Over the last, it feels like to me anyway, the last day and a half, 2 days, it doesn't feel like Paris has done anything stupid to get lambasted like they did the first week or so. Am I right? It seems like the last few days, there hasn't been a wacky story about how Paris has fumbled the ball hosting the Olympics. Well,
I think they probably figured it out with all the stuff going on in our country and what they.
Yeah.
Let's try to do less and just let the sport speak
Yeah.
for itself. Let's just let the sport, which is
well, good for them.
you know,
It's been
good
tough.
for them.
And again, we had that topic the other day. It's like if you are awarded an Olympic Games, if you're the city that gets awarded an Olympic Games, you're a big city. I mean, they don't give that thing to Palatka, Florida, right? You're a national monster city that bid for the summer or the winter games. You're already on the world map, have been. Everybody knows you. What's the benefit of hosting the games? You know, we talked about that, and I think there's much more potential negative than positive that comes from hosting these games.
Oh yeah,
I really do. I really do. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
but yeah, I
Maybe
mean, deaths happen. I mean, just think of all the people that are residents, how their lives get kind of thrown upside down for a
a little
while,
bit, yeah.
and
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of your dirty laundry gets exposed
Sure.
when all eyes
Yeah,
are
the
on the
warts.
city, especially
The warts.
their clean water in
Yeah,
in their
definitely.
Cian River.
Yes. Patrick, the college guys are really all starting to hit the practice field today, tomorrow. It's game on. They've got like 25 days to get 20 practices in or something like that. They'll have a few days off here and there. And there are some rules. You can't go back-to-back full contact and things like that. When you were playing in college at Florida and you reported for the fall, I don't know, did you report like in August if you didn't go to summer? But when you report, the final, it's time, school starting. Did you guys do much outside at all? Did Billy Donovan make y'all run in the heat in August, September, or is that not what basketball does?
Friday mornings. Friday morning at 7 a.m. was our team. Our team, but it's right before the sun, before it's too hot. So I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think he broke us up we got broken up in by hour. So the earliest guys, and obviously, I think the more responsible guys would go. Like I would go, first thing because I want to get it out of the way. I want to knock out this.
Sure, you do.
Terrible task. I remember one time, what an idiot I was, Terry. I stayed out with a good buddy of mine. We had some drinks. We stayed up super late. I don't think I went to bed until like 5 a.m. And then, I had morning workouts. And, I did puke before starting. I puked right before, right in the bushes before having to push the truck. And then I just gritted my way through it.
Whoa. Get back to that. Push the truck. What?
Yeah, that's what we were doing. That's why we were outside. We were doing what our strength coach called strongman training or like challenge, whatever. And it was a build up. It was like 6 weeks. The first week was pulling the truck. And the next week was pushing the truck. The next week was tire flips. And on the last day, it was a combination of everything. Last Friday, it was a combination of all the things. And, it was a team competition behind that as well, of course.
Did you as an individual when you were at Florida, and did you feel your team at Florida was middle of the road in shape against the other teams, better shape? Were you in better shape? Were there other guys on the other teams you're going, gosh dang, this guy's running for days. Train better.
I think Jarnell Stokes, if you remember him at Tennessee, big boy.
Good player.
He was
good player.
For his size, he had such great conditioning.
Wow.
I mean, he was 6'8", 280. Great hands, touch, just a pillar, impossible to move. And yet he moves so well. He moves so well as a basketball player. And, that's one thing I do wish I would have done more conditioning back in the day. More run. Yeah. Because, think about basketball, man. Like, it is a sport that requires skill, but so much of it is just the effort and having better conditioning to be able to go longer. Because once you start getting tired, that's when you start breaking from the game plan, or, you don't run all the way, you don't close out, too tired to jump and rebound. And then you got guys that just like, do you remember Kenneth Free? You might not remember Kenneth Free. That's probably not a good example, but he was just one of those guys that never got tired.
Is that right?
Oh my gosh.
Let me ask you this as we're up against this first segment break here. You said you wished when you were at Florida and playing high-level basketball, you would have put a little more conditioning, cardio condition, I think you mean, cardio,
Yes,
running, wind. Now, was that your fault? Because, I mean, you were known for your physique. Were you spending too much time in the weight room? Were you too much, I want big biceps, triceps, shoulders? Did you sacrifice, you think, looking back, your cardio because you wanted to be the Greek Adonis looking guy?
Well, I didn't have control over what we did in the weight room. I just had to follow suit. And
Okay.
I'm an 18-year-old kid. I didn't love running, but I just remember after the NBA, or like there was a guy that's in the Hall of Fame, and he wrote this book and talked about in his career. He didn't love running, but him and his buddies, he said, you have to force yourself, go out on the track and get yourself running, because then it won't be a chore. Like he said, they came to enjoy it. And I without a doubt would agree that there's plenty of guys in the NBA that don't have a build like I have and are doing just great.
Yeah. Interesting. As we break, Patrick, it's funny that you've got to put in your miles kind of thing. That comes into play with a lot of high-level pitchers at the college and the pro level. You might be surprised, Patrick, at how much running during their non-throwing days pitchers do. And they do, they call them foul poles. They'll go, they'll go while the team's practicing and all. They'll and not sprinting, but they'll go pretty foul pole to foul pole, and they'll run 10, 20 all the time. And if you look at baseball pitchers, most of the really good ones, you can see their thighs through their pants. Because pitching is not just the arm; it's a lot of lower body.
Yeah, you want that whole body, to have that strong stamina. Even though a lot of guys don't do complete games, we don't see those often. Still, you want to have that stamina.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Let's take a break here. One down, long way to go. Fun Thursday edition. Beautiful day down here at the beach. He's Patrick Young. I'm Terry Norvelle. I'm at Sliders here on the patio. Good group. Just kind of the late lunch crowd kind of making it out, and kind of the happy hour crowd moving in. Always something good going on. It'll be a fun time. And, of course, here at Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach, they feature Safe Harbor Seafood. On the other side, I'm going to throw this out. Think about it. And, folks, if you want to get involved in the show, we would love to have you jump on the chat line. I'll have Zach read them to us. We would love to hear your questions, comments, thoughts on things we're talking about. Bring something to the show. I'm going to throw this out. And it hit me today, and I believe this somewhere in the back channels. Let me qualify. Florida State is playing a game across the pond. Florida State will play in Dublin, Ireland. Notre Dame's played a bunch of games out of the mainland of the United States. College football is starting to play games away from the mainland of the United States. Is the NFL behind college football games going international? Is the NFL behind college football games being moved across the ponds internationally? We'll talk about that and more. He's Patrick Young. I'm Terry Norvelle. Love to hear from you, your thoughts, questions, comments on the chat line. It's a Thursday. Say that again.
No chance. To your T's. We're going to break.
We'll see.
We'll talk about it on the side, my man.
T's. I'll give you my theory on it. Yep, I'll give you my theory on it, and we want to hear from you. Feel free to jump on the chat line here on the Young and Norvelle Show on Action Sports Jacks.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage.
I was tempted.
It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor,
I was certain.
the meat, the love, the community. Our
To
community.
change you and you will be mine.
Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Hey, there's a lot of things to look forward to in the hour and a half we have left here on a Thursday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show. He's Patrick Young. I'm Terry Norvelle. Today's show, of course, sponsored by and coming to you live from the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar down here in Neptune Beach. We're going to talk some NFL. We're going to talk some college football, international games. But, Patrick, at some point, you know it, you love it, the game show that has swept the nation, we will play an episode of Sports Dead or Alive. Sports Dead or Alive, Patrick Young and Zach Rothrock will battle it out. We'll battle it out in a
I'm pumped.
Thursday.
So you seem pretty enthusiastic about this. So you've done some research. You know, I'm gonna get it right.
Here it is, right here. You want to see it? You want to see it? Here's no. Don't.
I mean, I
don't
can't see
cheat.
it.
Here it is, right here. Here it is, right here. Patrick, here's where I'm going. I teased a little bit, and feel free, folks, if you're watching or listening, drop us a chat if you'd like to be part of the show. Whatever platform you're watching the show, you should have a chat form, and it should come right to us, and Zach will read it. Patrick will read it. We'll see. Here we go. So Florida State is playing a football game. They're opening up the college football season in 23 days in Dublin, Ireland. What's the benefit? What's the benefit to playing abroad, to college football, to the schools? I don't think there's much benefit at all. I mean, if you look at a school like Florida State, you look at a school like Florida, the Gators, the University of Florida, their enrollment every year, they have so many people trying to get in their university. And I don't think Florida's the only one. And they have so many qualified students that are trying to get in their school. Florida and all these schools now, Patrick, they can choose to the point where you better have a 4.2 or a 4.3 to even think about getting in.
Yeah.
So it's not a enrollment issue. I mean, you can't be that picky. If you're the University of Florida, you can't be that picky if you're Florida State and say, you better have, we're only admitting 4.2, 4.3, unless you have a bunch of people trying to get in, right? I don't think it's an enrollment issue. What's the benefit of the colleges playing abroad? I'll hold you there, Patrick. My theory is I'm not so sure that somewhere, unbeknownst, it may not be making news, I wonder if the NFL has their big, bad, powerful, and I don't mind this, by the way, I wonder if the NFL is pushing college games to go abroad because every single American football game, and college football is basically the NFL, right? Every single American football game played outside the mainland of the United States, I think the NFL thinks helps their cause.
Yeah.
Getting that American game more exposure and more. Now, it's not the NFL, but the college game is basically the NFL game. If you're a guy in Germany, Italy, Brazil, Mexico, if you watch enough college football games, you can then watch an NFL game and know what the hell's going on. Patrick, I'm not so sure the NFL isn't behind it saying we want college football to take our American brand of football. Help us out, man. Expose us. Am I crazy? Am I nuts?
No, it makes a lot of sense. Those are touch points. Yeah, every time there's a football game played overseas. So yeah, I still, hesitant to say that it's actually going to work. But if you can if you can actually get a football into kids' hands, growing up, get them about it, get them to briefly kind of understand. Like, you don't need to be an expert. When I was a kid, we had the street and pole to pole was our take. You need a ball, and you're not looking for but great memories playing football as a kid. Like, you don't need, just like in soccer, like if you just need an open area, you got to make a goal somewhere, and you need a ball. So obviously the NFL and college football are a lot more complicated than that. But from a standpoint of trying to build a new generation, a new interest across Europe, because soccer is so easy to pick up, and that's the first exposure to sport that a lot of young kids see. So
because if you think about it, Georgia Tech and Florida State are about 2.5 weeks away from getting on a plane. And they're going to fly a long way to Dublin, Ireland. They're going to fly 4 days before they kick off, at least 3 days before they kick off, right? They're going to go a long way. It's going to cost a lot of money. Somebody is subsidizing that. I don't know if Florida State's not paying for it out of their football budget. Georgia Tech's not, because I don't think there's a win. Somebody somewhere, the NCAA, international, the NFL, somebody is subsidizing that because they think that game is worth it. FSU and Georgia Tech are not playing over there saying, we're going to help our enrollment. That's just not true.
No.
They're not playing over there and say, well, we hope to get a 5-star quarterback from Berlin. No, that's not. They're playing over there, and they agreed only after they talked about the finances and said, okay, well, who's funding this, right? Somewhere there's an entity, and I don't think it's the NCAA. What's the benefit of it? I'm not so sure the NFL, and if the NFL is starting now to push college games abroad, I think it's smart. Right. Spread their style of football to the rest of the world. The NFL only has so many games and so many teams. They can only play over there so much. Why not play 2 or 3 games a year in college? 4 or 5 games a year from college, 8 or 10 games a year from college. Somebody has deemed there's value. Who would it be other than the NFL, Patrick?
Well, the more added value too, Terry, the time change allows for even more opportunity of marketing dollars. Watching games. I mean, just think, man, waking up in the morning on a Friday morning and the game's right there, or Saturday, Saturday's full of days, but having games on Friday, earlier in the day, Sunday
Yeah.
earlier in the day. I love when
great
the
point.
NFL games and their time change. Like it's
Oh.
like you feel kind of like it's added football, extra football you're getting to watch
I
because the
agree.
game is
And-
at 9 a.m.
And Patrick, the Jaguars are the poster child. You can't say it's not cool. I don't know if you agree or disagree going to London. Okay, that's a whole different argument. But the fact that the Jaguars now twice a season, it's cool when I get up, and I'm an early riser, but I get up at 6:30, 6:45. I mess around and I go, damn, I better get to the gym or go do my run or get my laundry going because, hey, it's kind of cool when the Jaguars kick off at 9:30.
And so, as a Jags fan, obviously, it feels a lot better when you know that your team is taking care of business and got their win by 11.
Absolutely.
So you can kind of just go the rest of the day and just be like, I don't care what happens with these other. You can enjoy those other games without thinking about the Jags or whomever.
Absolutely. You get that win. Hey, you get that win, and then you can't wait to sit all day at 1, 4, and 7:30 and see your team scroll their score and watch those highlights. Now, if you catch that loss, that's like the college team losing at noon, the noon game, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah,
I want to watch.
With the network, it's tough when the Gators, they have like an early game on Saturday, they lose, and then I have to watch that over and over and over again. Can't forget
Absolutely. Yes, you do. Absolutely. But yeah, you wonder. I wonder the NFL, I wouldn't put it past the NFL. They are smart and they cover a lot of bases. It wouldn't surprise me at all if we peeled back the layers of the onion here and really found who's pushing college games now to go abroad. And if you found the NFL's fingerprints all over it, it would make sense. I think it would make sense.
The way you portrayed it, it does make sense. Those are touch points, and they've built the blueprint to help these college teams that go overseas, to help them figure out, like, think about all the things we talked about a few weeks ago with Stanford and Cal figuring out all their logistics for travel. They didn't have anybody else to represent them and have a precedent to learn from. But the NFL has done it so many times. They can say, hey, here's a checklist of things you need to. I mean, I don't know if there's money involved. I'm sure there is, but their information about how to do it when going overseas, I guarantee it's priceless for college football.
Sure. I totally agree. Let's take another break here on a Thursday edition. Fun Thursday edition. Beautiful weather down here. I'm at the beach. I'm in Neptune Beach right here where you will find Sliders Oyster Bar, famous location, full service bar, incredible menu. They feature all that wonderful Safe Harbor seafood prepared. If it's seafood, they have it. If you've got a special way you want it prepared, they can do it. I guarantee you. The full service bar inside, the patio here to dine outside, and of course you can dine inside or sit at the Oyster Bar, the world famous Oyster Bar. Well, there's a reason they call it Sliders Oyster Bar. Let's take a break, come back on the other side. Oh my goodness, Patrick. Let's get into the Chicago White Sox. They've lost again.
Oh, they had 18?
17. I think it's 17 in a row and counting. Patrick, I've got some numbers. Their numbers are shocking. I don't want to pile on, but it's becoming a story. Patrick, I don't think they've won since the All-Star break, and they're like 27-84 now and just going the wrong way. You won't believe some of the numbers, and this is a Major League Baseball team. That on the other side, Terry Norvelle, Patrick Young, and you coming back on the Young and Norvelle show here at Sliders Oyster Bar. Oh, my goodness.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage.
I was tempted.
It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor,
I was certain.
the meat, the love, the community. Our
To
community.
change you and you will be mine.
Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who's coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
You know, Major League Baseball is cruising right along here as the races are heating up. We're all looking at the top of the standings. Orioles, Yankees going at it. Phillies kind of scuffling a little bit, but they've been in first place most of the year. You look at the Braves trying to hang on and get position for wild card, and the Dodgers have been kind of wire to wire, kind of dominating. San Diego's making a move. You can go on and on. When we look at the Major League Baseball standings, you tend to, Patrick Young, as we're back here on a Sliders Oyster Bar Thursday, you look at the top, particularly we're 3/4 of the way through the season. You look at the top, but Patrick, there's a story you can't deny right now. The futility of the Chicago White Sox, Patrick. I've got some numbers here, Pat. I'm not wanting to pile on, but my God, they started the year, Patrick, 3-22, and it's gotten no better. Patrick, 3-22. Oh,
I've never been, and this isn't a brag. You know, I don't blame any. Who knows who to blame, but it's hard for me to relate. I've been on a losing team, but not like that. I have not been on a losing team like that. I mean, 14 game losing streak. You think that's over? All right, we figured it out. We're going to bust through. It was overcome. Blah blah blah. And then 17 game losing streak, still going.
Yeah, they've lost 17 in a row. It's active right now. They lost again last night, 17 straight. Patrick, I'm going to run some numbers, and I have to double take and go, I think I wrote these down right. Well, let me back up. The 1962 New York Mets set the record, and they were an expansion team, so fair enough. They were an expansion team. They lost 120 games in that year, 1962. They won 40. They lost 120. right? That comes to 160. They play 162. I think a couple games were rained out, and there was no reason to make them up earlier. So they lost 120 games, did the 62 Mets. The White Sox, as we sit right here, Patrick, 27 wins, 84 losses. 84 losses, okay? They are currently, Patrick, if I'm doing the math right, the White Sox are 57 games below 500. They would have to win 57 straight to get back to 500, Patrick. Patrick, help me. Were you good in math? I wasn't. 57 under 500, Patrick.
You know what? We talked about the Pistons earlier this year with them, all their debacle and almost losing it all. Not losing it all, but becoming a team that almost set a record. You don't want to be an infamous record. And they were able to snap it. But you looked at that team and saw that they had potential, just none of it clicked. Yeah. I mean, I haven't been following the White Sox. There's a good buddy of mine that he's a huge Sox fan.
Is that right?
Yeah. You know, we talk about he gone. Like that's one of their things. You can put it on the board. Yes. Nice. From one of their famous play-by-play guys. And
yeah.
But now, I mean, how many do you have the numbers on attendance to their games?
I don't have. I saw it today and I didn't write it down. You know, it just is dwindling. But I've got some more numbers, Patrick. Not to pile on. By the way, the Chicago White Sox are managed by, and this guy was a good player at Florida State. He was a catcher by the name of Pedro Grifol. Grifol, I think it's his first year as the manager. Oh my goodness. Here's some more numbers. Okay, the White Sox, 27 and 84 overall. They're on a 17-game losing streak. They're 57 games below 500. Patrick, I looked today. Their team batting average, and I think I wrote this down right, 218. 218 as a team, Patrick. I mean, a good major league team. A good major league team should be
any player in 300. Do they have a single player?
Not even close. Not with any number of at bats. You got to have so many at bats, right? I wrote these down. I think I've got this right. On the season, the White Sox have hit 93 total home runs. Hell, Aaron Judge is at 40 by himself, right? Right. The White Sox have allowed 142 home runs.
Oh, wow.
Almighty. Get a load of this. The White Sox right now are 40 games out of first place in their division. 40. That is terrible.
40 spots.
Here's one. Let me give them a good stat, though. This season, the White Sox did have a 4-game winning streak. Way back in May, they won the 3rd game of a series against the Rays, and then they swept Cleveland. So they had a 4-game winning streak. A great team. And if you're Cleveland and you missed the playoffs by a game or two, you're like, holy cow, did we really get swept by the White Sox? The White Sox, Patrick, have been shut out this year 13 times.
Dang. I was trying to look, at going at minimum. I got their stats in front of me, minimum 100 at bats.
Right.
Highest average I see, 266.
Yeah, and by the way, 100 at bats will not even qualify you for the batting title.
It won't.
Right now, you got to have like 300 at bats. So
they only have 4 guys that have had 300 at bats.
Isn't that something?
Those guys, 230. Andrew Vaughn, 232. Paul DeYoung, 282, 228. Excuse me. Gavin Sheets, right fielder, 219, and then Andrew Benintendi at 203.
Benintendi.
Gosh, man.
But Patrick, you mentioned Paul DeYoung. He's the guy we talked about yesterday. He's been on the team like one day. Yeah. He was part of the trade. He leads now that he got traded to the White Sox. He leads the White Sox in home runs with 18. They've hit 93. They've given up 140. Dude, this is terrible stuff. Terrible. Oh.
Have they already? Let me see if they've already put the can't make the playoffs.
Oh God, yes.
Thing on there.
No, I don't know if there may be more than. Well, there's more than 40 games, so I guess theoretically you can't pull them off yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Oh, Patrick, I don't mean to be that guy, but ooh, ugh. Um, that's one of the stories of the second half. Will the White Sox lose 121 games? Pat, they're at 84, and nothing says they've gotten worse. They've not gotten better with trades and stuff. They've gotten worse. How about that? Can you imagine that? But if you're on the team, you are getting a paycheck. You're getting a paycheck,
True.
man.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true.
You're not throwing boxes at UPS.
Look, man.
You're not digging ditches.
Right, exactly. Look, these guys are playing baseball, even though it's not obviously good baseball. I'm sure certainly these guys are being challenged mentally with their love for the game, but you know, it's baseball, and I hope regardless of the outcome of the season, because look, how many teams actually make the playoffs every year?
Yeah.
How many guys actually, stay? Do you stay in a spot for a long? Like baseball is such a right time, right moment. A few generational talent type guys, and then everybody else is kind of just in the middle. And I don't know, Terry. I would hate to be. I hate to be the coach, the manager, and I hate to be on that team though. That's for sure.
I'm trying to look up. It wasn't that long ago. Let me look it up. White Sox. One second. White Sox win World Series, because remember Ozzie Guillen, the manager, when he managed there, they won a World Series. That wasn't that long ago. Let me see if I can find out when that was. My 2005, it looks like. Yeah. They won. I mean, now that's 20 years ago, but they won a World Series 20 years ago in 2005.
Oh yeah, that's not too far. That's not too far away.
I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, there have been a lot of teams that haven't won a World Series since 2005. Wow. I mean, you talk about total rebuild. If you're the White Sox, the rest of the year, I don't know what you could do, but from a promotional standpoint, do you kind of embrace, without embarrassing your team, do you try to embrace a little bit that we're not very good? You don't want to embarrass your guys, but do you try to market it somehow? How could you market that? But there's got to be something you would do, right? You don't want to.
If you were in that spot, Terry, what do you think you would do?
I don't know. You got to be careful. You don't want to embarrass your guys, but you don't want to say, the first 5,000 get bags to wherever they're head, because then you're embarrassing your team. But you're not going to get any better. How do you entice people to the ballpark? You still got bills to pay, my man.
Could you imagine? Well, Terry, who was the famous the head coach for San Francisco back in when they went on their runs? I'm trying to, because it's interesting. I'm bringing that
Dusty?
up.
Was it Dusty Baker?
No. For the 49ers Super Bowl or NFL.
The coach,
right
Bill
before
Walsh?
it probably is Walsh. So he takes over after a coach that went, they went 2-14 the season before, and his first year they went 2-14 again. And what's so good about the book? It's like making a purpose here. Yeah, the result obviously didn't go the same, but the way the games are being played, the culture that was being created, versus like there was a lot of little evidences that even though the team's record wasn't good, that the team actually was heading in the right direction. And I think it was 2 seasons after that when they won a Super Bowl and went on to win a lot more after that. So I'm not saying that the White Sox are going to turn it around next year, but who knows? Like, this could be a thing that's a turning point for that organization. You just wonder, are these guys still committed in this crazy process and thinking about the future for this organization?
I pointed out their manager is former Florida State All-American catcher Pedro Grifol, and I think it's his first year with the White Sox. If you think about it, your first inclination would be, man, he must be on the hot seat. They're terrible. Well, if his front office, if his president, if his decision makers, if they are good baseball people and know they don't have talent, he's probably safe. Right? Because they would go, I don't care. Casey Stengel, Billy Martin, and Tommy Lasorda couldn't win with this, Right. And keep in mind, the manager doesn't necessarily acquire the players. you know,
Right.
the groceries were shopped for you. You know,
You just got me thinking, Terry. It's got to be so tough as a coach going into a season, being real, facing the reality. We don't have a darn chance in hell to win, so we need to focus. Like what do we focus? Still having the guys, and the guys, they typically probably know that they weren't going to at a certain point. I'm sure 3-23, they realized.
Yeah.
And how do you keep coaching and teaching, winning, and doing the small things and getting guys to buy in? I don't envy being in that spot because like I said, it's not like the White Sox had playoff hopes, true, real, realistic playoff hopes. Maybe they did. Maybe they were deluding themselves. But when did they accept that was actually the truth?
And
I mean, it's a weird place to be.
You also, to get out of something like this, what the White Sox are in, you really probably, your front office, your entire office needs to be on the same page, because the trade deadline just came by, and they do have a decent pitcher or two. I think one of the guys is named Crochet, and he's a nice pitcher. I think he's over 500. He's won a few games, and he was flirted with. A lot of people called the White Sox about him. You got to think, okay, do we totally strip it down, or do we keep a couple pieces? You need to be cohesive in what your plan is in the future. Do you, when the teams that are in the races come calling, like last week they did, do you say, let's get rid of anything we can get something for? Or do you say, okay, let's at least keep a couple of pieces, because we got to start building this thing.
It seemed like that's what the Rays did.
And I think, Patrick, franchises in all sports, when they're not cohesively together in the front office, I think they really spin their wheels, because selling off the little bit of talent you have goes counterproductive to trying to rebuild.
Right, exactly.
But not getting draft picks, and you better have a cohesive plan. You got to hope your plan is right, but you better have a cohesive plan.
How do you get out of the hole?
Ooh,
and become I'm sure they would beg to be an average team. They would just to be average, middle of the pack.
Yeah,
but they are at the.
And shame on me, I'm too lazy. But I don't know if you still have the standings. I don't know what the Cubs are doing. But can you imagine the other side of town if the Cubs are having a good year, and you're 57 games under 500?
I don't think the Cubs are having a good year.
Can you imagine if the Cubs were in the playoffs?
We haven't heard much about them.
Yeah,
we got the AL. Gosh, man, just seeing them all the way down there at the bottom. So the Cubs are 52-58. So they're 6 games off 500, but they're not going to make the playoffs. They're 10 games back.
But I mean, that's decent baseball. That's not 52 wins is not 27 wins.
No, they still kind of, let me see if they still kind of got a chance. Yeah, I mean, they still got a chance. They're only 2 or 3 games out from being, in a very competitive spot for the wild card. They're not far off.
Yeah, you're in the ballpark. Hey, Pat, as we wrap up hour number 1, let's remind people that are just tuning in that don't know what happened. Simone Biles went ahead and won the gold today in the individual gymnastics. So her career's done now. Obviously, at 27, multiple.
You don't know that for sure.
Say that again.
You don't know that for sure.
It should be, and I mean, she's done all she can do. She's 27. Her Olympic medal chest is just brimming over. And think about right now, Patrick, if you, Patrick Young, were her agent, the calls that are coming in. I mean, you talk about Simone Biles, cute girl, charismatic. Her smile's electric. She looks like Americana. She's well-spoken. What is there not to love? This girl could do just about anything, right? Wouldn't you think the world is her oyster right now?
Yeah, I think so. And I think, what she's been doing, it seems as though, I think what would be, everyone's entitled to their own opinion and whatnot, but she has such a great platform. Like, little girls love her. People like me that just enjoy sport. I love what she represents, and especially taking on and having a setback, with Tokyo Olympics where she had to pull, having to step back and coming back. Like, dude, she could start a podcast, she could write books, she can be on television. There's nothing that she couldn't do because she already has a gym. She already has a gym in Texas. So,
and Patrick, one of her causes is a grown-up cause. It's not a sexy cause. Mental health. Mental health is not sexy. It's not. But I know she's really embraced that, and you got to believe she's going to help a lot of people. I say it all the time, Patrick. As I've gotten older, I've gotten better. I haven't gotten better in a lot of aspects in my life, but I think one I've gotten really better at. I understand that I don't know what's going on in somebody's mind. I just don't know, and I realize I can see the most gorgeous girl, I can see the most outwardly successful guy that and you don't know what's going on in their mind, and that's that mental health aspect. And I think that's big. I think that's big to her, right? She sat out.
It's something that every single person can relate to. Of that, your mental health is like, honestly, even with, and she showed no, she's still in Tokyo. Did she have the physical capability to win? She did. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. She would have won
about her physical ability, but those was 8 inches, 10 inches between. Something was wrong with the amount of pressure. The GOAT. I mean, she is the GOAT, but just they just put so much on her before she even got to go and compete. And I love how open she's been about it, and she still works on mental health. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what, as we wrap up hour number one, what path she goes. It looks like she's got multiple paths. I mean, I think she could go entertainment. She could go movies. She could go.
I like the connection with her and her husband way more than Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. That's for sure.
Think? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Or you know what? She could also say, "I want to get out of the limelight." You couldn't fault her if she says, "I want to go be a wife. Maybe I want to be a mother." Maybe I've had 27 years in the limelight. But what a neat story. She wrote the only one I can really think that's come close, and she was the darling of America. She's had a black mark recently. Was Mary Lou Retton. I mean, the big smile, the red, white, and blue. Simone Biles. You may as well just put USA on her forehead. I mean, she is the epitome of the red, white, and blue, and and just, gosh darn, it was fun watching her today. It really was. Let's take a break here. We'll wrap up the first half of the show. We'll come back, kick off the second half of the show. Get ready, Patrick Young, Zach Rock, and you folks out there. A quick version of Sports Dead or Alive on the other side. It's a Thursday. It is, of course, coming to you live from the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
I was was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage.
I was tempted.
It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor,
I was certain.
the meat, the love, the community. Our
To
community.
change you and you will be mine.
Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
It is, of course, a Sliders Oyster Bar Thursday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show right here on Action Sports Jacks. Hope you're enjoying it. I know Pat and I are having a good time here. I'm on the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar. Tomorrow we're down on the other end of the beach, Jacksonville Beach, down at Bricks. Jack's Beach. Love that place, 4 to 6. And, boy, that place rocks now, Patrick. By the time 6 o'clock rolls around, it's Friday night, 6 o'clock. The dinner crowd's rolling in. Bricks is fun, man. It is a lot of fun with our new show, new time. 4 to 6. It gets on it. All right, let's play a little.
Great people watching spot.
Yeah, it's good people watching spot. A lot of good people watching right here, if you know what I mean, too. I'm about a 7-iron from the sand of the beach, and
when you say Terry, how far you throwing out these 7-irons and golf talk? Okay. How far can you hit your 7-iron? I know you're not a big golfer, but still.
I haven't played. I'm threatened to get back into the game. I used to play a lot of golf. I haven't played a round of golf in 20 years, and I'm not proud of that. I love the game. All my buddies play. I just got away from it. This is going to sound funny because I'm not a big guy. I'm 5'8" on a good day. In baseball, I was a singles and doubles hitter. I can absolutely smash a golf ball. I don't know what it is. I hit a golf ball a very long way. Any of my buddies that used to play would concur. And Patrick, here's an idiosyncrasy about myself. In baseball, I'm a left-handed batter. Most natural feeling in the world, getting in the left-handed box. I'm a left-handed batter. The right side feels awkward. I would never be able to put the baseball bat on the ball. I'm a right-handed golfer.
Huh.
It's the weirdest thing. The minute my hands go below my waist, I couldn't hit a golf ball left-handed. I don't think I could hit it, but I can hit a baseball. I'm a right-handed golfer and a left-handed batter. That's the left-handed hitting a baseball is the only thing I do left-handed. I don't write left-handed, but it's weird. It's weird. The only thing I do is hit a baseball left-handed.
I'm trying to just like I got that's really
swinging a golf club. Hey, swinging a golf club right-handed is the most natural thing in the world to me. It feels perfect. But if you said, okay, put grab a baseball bat and try to hit right-handed, it feels awkward. I couldn't do it. Weird.
Well,
Weird guy.
I mean, it's for some reason it's so much harder to teach a left-handed golfer. That's why you obviously
Absolutely.
see as many. So you are that oddity where it will work out that you swing right-handed because most coaches are right-handed, and to get them to mirror and it's just it's different. It's so hard.
And I know your dad's a golf coach, and he will tell you this. One of the issues that left-handed golfers have, and historically have had, and I think still do, the majority of your golfers, if you polled every golfer in the world, I would guess 80% are right-handed golfers. There aren't that many left-handed golfers. And Patrick, what that means is there's much less left-handed clubs.
Yeah.
So a lot of kids at 4, 5, 6 years old, if they want to play golf, they're picking up a right-handed club, even though they're technically left-handed. And that's a big negative. There aren't that many left-handed clubs because there's not that many left-handed golfers per ratio of right-handed golfers. That makes sense?
There's a part of me scheming that would be an awesome day out there that, you have to play a round of golf opposite hand.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it'd be so bad, but it'd be so much fun.
Patrick, are you right or left-handed across the board? Do you do
Across
something right-handed across the board?
Yeah, but I mean, I can throw a football pretty well with my left hand. Not nowhere close as well as I throw with my right, but I can do it.
Shaquille O'Neal said he's amphibious. He can throw right or left-handed. Remember he said that? He said, I'm amphibious.
I'm amphibious.
Amphibious, he said. All right, where is Zach Rothrock when you need him? Producer extraordinaire. Zach, where are you? Are you chickening out?
What is happening?
Oh, there he is.
What's I'm chickening out? What's going on?
How you been? You were on a little vacation, I believe, last week. How are you?
Oh, yeah, I'm good. It's good to got to get a little vacation in before football season starts,
Yeah, that's true.
Is that a Gamecock shirt I see?
I'm proud. Yeah, I'm proud to be cocky,
Oh, boy.
Are you not proud?
Oh, boy. Patrick, he's a fan of those filthy buzzards in South Carolina, those buzzards.
Well,
fan
South
and
Carolina
alumnus.
buzzards.
Tennessee orange would be more hideous, so I can allow it.
Yeah, Nick wears Tennessee orange on the show.
Oh, wow.
Hey, I've seen that retina burning color on there. I have seen that.
Burns your retina, absolutely.
Hey, as a matter of fact, today's Sports Dead or Alive, there's a little tiny bit of a South Carolina tie. Okay, here we go. Here's how we play it. You folks can play it along at home. You just got to be the honor system. All right, Patrick, I can see you. Zach, I can see you. Everybody can see you, so no cheating.
Yeah,
you
nothing.
cannot go to Google. Okay?
All right.
When I will throw out clues. I'll throw out clues to watch those fingers, Patrick. Watch those big old fingers. I can see you going to the keyboard. No cheating. All right, I'll throw out a clue, I'll give you a couple of clues of the sports celebrity, and I will give you, we're not trying to name the sports celebrity. I'll tell you at the end who it is, and then I will say, is said celebrity dead or alive? And you have to answer within 2 or 3 seconds, okay? So you don't look it up. All right, you guys ready?
Okay.
Let's toss a coin. Head or tails, Patrick, to see who goes first, quickly. Patrick, head or tails? Heads or tails?
Heads.
Tails it is. Zach, do you want to go first or make Patrick go?
Wow, what a go! I'll go first, sure.
Okay, now, again, both you guys have to answer quickly after I give the name. I'll go to you, Zach, first, and you tell me, is said athlete dead or alive? Okay, here we go. This sports personality, not necessarily an athlete, sports personality, one of the most recognized sports broadcasting voices of all time. I mean, the voice is just iconic. This sports broadcaster called just about every type of sport, the big ones, the biggest of the big on all the networks for decades. This sports broadcaster, and I'll tell you who it is in a moment, probably mainly known for college football, the Masters broadcasting. He called a bunch of NFL, NBA, on, made some cameo appearances on some popular movies over the years. This sports broadcaster, that I'll tell you who it is in a moment, had some iconic calls, including a Jack Nicklaus putt, a Tiger Woods putt. I go to you, Zach Rothrock first and quickly. Tell me, dead or alive, Merton Laverne Lundquist, better known as Vern Lundquist. Dead or alive, Zach? Vern Lundquist.
I feel like he's got to be alive. Yeah, I feel like I would have heard that he
Alive.
died.
I think it's
Gotta
still
be.
alive.
Zach
I knew
says
that's
alive.
what you were saying. I'm saying alive.
Patrick Young, you say alive. Well, let me tell you guys something. If you run into Vern Lundquist, by the way, Merton Laverne Lundquist Jr. is his actual name. He goes by Vern Lundquist. If you tell him that you think he's still alive, he'll probably buy you a beer. Both of you are correct. Vern Lundquist at 84 years old, boys. 84. Pretty much retired, but still very much alive. Boy, he called a lot of good stuff, didn't he?
He called a lot of great stuff. What a great voice.
SEC on
like
the SEC on CBS from 2000 to 2016. He called I think the Tiger Woods putt that rolled in after it stopped and the logo, the Jack Nicklaus putt, the Christian Leitner shot.
Didn't he do the game, the Alabama game, where AJ McCarron's girlfriend, Catherine?
Oh, that's Musburger.
That's Musburger. That's right.
Yeah. But he called the pick six, the kick six.
The kick six, yeah. Oh, yeah. He definitely did that one.
The prayer and Jordan Hare. He's called a million of them.
We call
how
the prayer
his name?
Gosh.
How about his name? Merton Laverne Lundquist Jr. He went with Vern Lundquist.
Yeah,
Zach, let me get to the South Carolina.
Here we go.
Among a million calls in 17 years of SEC football, calling the number one game at 3:30. He also called a very iconic Gator moment when Jarvis Moss had the cock block when he blocked the field goal against South Carolina when Spurrier was trying to beat the Gators in Gainesville, and that was a national title year. If Jarvis Moss doesn't block that South Carolina field goal, they don't win a title.
That clip popped up on my social media feed not too long ago. I was like, I don't know what this is doing here. I don't need to be reliving this at the moment, but I did.
Shut your filthy mouth.
Yeah, like what's up with that? I didn't need to at all.
I think Jarvis blocked too. That was the second one he blocked in that game, and they needed it because they won 17-16.
Sounds right. Yeah. It was real close. Yeah.
And that kicker, I can't think of his name. Real good kicker for South Carolina, and he was going to make it. If it doesn't get blocked, he would have made that damn thing. I'll guarantee you.
That might have been.
Man, Georgia possibly would have made it to, if they didn't lose that prayer in O'Hara, they would have made it to the championship game. I think that year.
Yeah, that Gator win over South Carolina with the Jarvis Moss block that Vernon Lundquist called, that was one of the two Urban Meyer national titles, and that happened late in the season in November. So Florida was done. If that field goal goes in, they were done. And Spurrier beat Florida in Gainesville, but that would have been another one. That would have been a heartbreaker for.
He wanted. Spurrier wanted to win that one bad too, man. Yeah. You know he did. But he got the win in 06.
How about Spurrier goes to South Carolina and has 3 years in a row where he wins 11 games, 11, 11, and 11. Nobody wins 11 games in South Carolina.
The best in school history, as he reminds me often when we talk about the fact that I went there. And he is quick to let me know. Oh yeah, I was the best in school history. They still got that poster of me on the stadium.
And Patrick, you know, Zach produces a couple. How many shows do you produce with Coach Spurrier now? You do a few podcasts.
Well, I just do the one once a week. The show with Pat Dooley.
Pat Dooley,
that's in his restaurant.
Yeah. All right, you guys both. You know what? The rest of the day, Patrick and Zach, the rest of the day, no matter who comes up to you, no matter what they talk about, you can tell them, I'm a winner. I am a winner. You both are winners. Good job, fellas. I hope you playing along at home. I hope you are a winner as well. Let's step aside. More topics to throw out, including some college football news and notes we'll get to. Other things I want to get to here on the show before we get out of here. Spurrier's Gridiron Grille celebrating their 3rd anniversary. Big party a week from Monday. Me and Patrick Young, we've got 2 show tables. We've got 2 tables that we're both going to be sitting at. If you want to go down on Monday, August 12th, I'll tell you how to secure your tickets. Tickets are just about gone, and the early dinner times are pretty much gone. We've got a great dinner time. We'll tell you about the festivities coming up in Gainesville. We will be there doing the show live Monday, August 12th. Stay with us. He's Patrick Young, Terry Norvelle, and you. The Young and Norvelle Show continues on Action Sports Jacks.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage.
I was tempted.
It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor,
I was certain.
the meat, the love, the community. Our
To
community.
change you and you will be mine.
Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying today's show. I know we are enjoying bringing it to you. Jerry Norvelle and you here on a Thursday. Thursday means Sliders Oyster Bar. Tomorrow we'll be down at Rick's Jack's Beach, and that'll get us into the weekend. Hall of Fame game tonight, sort of. Most of the guys will be playing tonight, even though you're going to race home, Patrick, and sit in front of your TV and get ready for the game tonight, the NFL Hall of Fame game. Most of the guys that are playing tonight, in about 3.5 weeks, they'll be waiting on you at T-Mobile or Dornbach.
That's not nice. They'll be waiting in line for the UFL, Terry.
They will be waiting for the UFL. Hey, news out of Athens. We kind of all knew this was going to happen, but Georgia has kicked Ra Thomas off the football team. He of a couple of felony arrests for just physical felony arrests. So you knew that was coming, right, Patrick? They had to boot him off, and you wonder. I don't think anybody will touch Ra Thomas. With the other school.
Well, the thing is, like, getting in trouble, there's levels to it, of course. You know, mistakes are mistakes that you make, but the level of mistakes in the kind that he did, you know, false imprisonment, and then child cruelty, multiple counts. I hate to say it. He might. I mean, I'm just trying to think for a redemption standpoint for him to have a chance to play again. I mean, he's got to go out in public and, you know, confess his wrongness and go through a rehabilitation. And, you know, that's similar kind of what Adrian Peterson had to do if he wanted to stay in the NFL. But, you know, this, as far as I'm concerned, if I'm any team, I'm not touching them with a anything.
Big difference with Peterson, though. He was an established star. Thomas is trying to climb the ladder. I don't think any colleges would. I don't care what level. I don't think any college would touch him. This is one of those. Just the topic of the allegations is just untouchable. If he's got a chance, if he has any chance, I think he's got to go. You know, walk on at camps if he's allowed to somewhere. Go play in Canada somewhere. Yeah.
That's pending if he, you know, getting through his legal issues and what's going to go with that.
Sure.
Because I think some of those counts are felonies, and felonies.
Yeah. But we knew that was coming. We knew that was coming out of Athens, and many people will say way too late. It should have already happened and shouldn't have gotten to this point. I'll tell you though, man. It's a precarious spot, I think, that Kirby Smart is in right now. I think in a weird way, and I get it. If you're a football coach at that level, your career is to a degree determined by 18 to 22-year-old kids. But mainly, Patrick, it's determined by wins and losses. If they lose too many, you're going to lose your job. So this is a situation where I think it's very awkward for Kirby Smart. So much has happened. And it has, as you said, the traffic stuff's terrible. You had deaths, but move the traffic death to the side, even though you can't do that. The speeding and the reckless driving, that's not domestic. And the domestic stuff happened on top of all that. I think Kirby Smart, he's in a weird situation. He's got to hold his breath. And I think 120 football players kind of control his. If one or two more guys do something stupid this fall, I'm not so sure his neck is not on the guillotine. I really mean that.
Yeah. I mean, let alone let something happen. I don't want to say, you know, that football has anything to do, won't have anything to do with it, but, you know, obviously having a really bad season and not being just all the noise and fluff around, like this character stuff does not go above football. And I think Georgia will have to make that decision. It sucks because these are choices that each of these individuals are making themselves. This is not Kirby Smart has. Kirby can scream from the rafters, do a million one-on-ones, bring in anybody. But at the end of the day, in those moments for these 18 to 23-year-olds, it's their choice. And this is the same conversation I'm speaking at UF later this month on the 21st to 7,000 of the new incoming freshmen. And my main idea focus is to talk to them about choices. Putting yourself in the time machine. Before I actually do this thing, there's going to be, like, you've been covered for a long time with your parents that can cover some of the mistakes that you have made. But now there's going to be consequences that you will face that will affect, good or bad, every part of your life.
I mean, I just think about Kirby Smart now with all the water under the bridge, all the numbers of arrest. It's all public. You can only cry wolf so many times. You can only say we're handling it internally so many times. You can only say we've kicked this guy off the team so many times. Every time Kirby puts his head on the pillow coming up, I think he's got to worry that if one of his players does something egregious that makes big news again, Georgia may be forced to cut the head of the snake off. Yeah, I mean, that's got to be a precarious spot to be in.
It sucks because it's like, what's his name? Harbaugh cheating. Obviously, nobody died. It wasn't an incident of people getting multiple
Yeah,
instances of it's a completely just different circumstances, but
sure.
that in terms of being something that you can not return from was something that would seem pretty
Yeah,
cut and dry.
yeah,
How does the head coach not know if his guys are cheating or not? You know, his staff members. How does the
yeah.
head coach not or give that assignment to sign steal? And this again, I mean, Kirby doesn't have control over what these guys are doing, and that can be the argument. They don't respect you enough, Kirby, when they're behind the
Yeah.
wheel to listen to what you're saying.
And we got to get somebody else in.
Maybe you've made the culture of football too important for.
That's a great point. That's a great point, Pat.
And that's not fair. But that's if I'm being devil's advocate, that's what I would say. That's what I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
You're a great football coach, but you're not a molder of men. And
I
that hurts.
I want to switch back, Patrick, to the Olympics right now, and I hate to bring up what is a negative story, and I hate to bring up anything that is even quasi-political, but I think we need to because there's a story now percolating out of Paris that it might become one of the 4 or 5 defining stories out of these Olympic Games because it is getting so much coverage, so much negative coverage, and not just in our country, but I think worldwide. Have you followed and again, it's a little political and we want to dance here because we want to be an escape. We're sports. We're not important.
Right.
But Patrick, and I guess the term transgender boxer that went from male to female that beat the snot out of the female boxer in 45 seconds the other day. And it was just terrible to watch. It got such and has continued to get such negative press. And I mean, have you followed that much? And it's really, this may be one of the leading stories. It was terrible. It was terrible.
And the thing is, Terry, like it's been kind of on a smaller scale around our country. I don't know about other countries, but I've seen, female sports beginning to be, introducing and allowing male to female high school, middle school athletes to participate. And look, I'm not going to say 100% of them dominate. That 100% of them dominate. I'm not going to say that because that's not necessarily true. Just because you're a man and generally, biologically, you're going to be stronger or faster than a woman. But a large percentage, Terry, 90, 95, there's complete dominance. I mean, I remember seeing something in the news a while back that a male to female student athlete was participating in volleyball in high school. She hit the ball so hard, it hit one of the other girls in the face, in her head.
I saw that.
It messed her up so badly.
I saw that. Yeah.
She still had her neck's messed up. And it's just the question is, it's not about you can't participate. The question is about fairness, Terry.
Yeah.
That woman had no chance against the man.
None. And I don't know if you saw it.
When it comes to striking.
Yeah. And I don't know if you saw it, but the transgendered female, I hope I'm not screwing everything up. The male to female boxer, big, tall person, and the female opponent, the bell rings, Patrick, and the female gets hit 3 or 4 times, and she basically quits in 45 seconds, and she's crying in the ring, and later says, "I've never been hit like that," and she's in tears, and part of me is sitting there going, okay, this female boxer, she's in Paris in the Olympics. She's got to be good at what she does. You don't just stumble into, the Olympics. And she wasn't from some tiny country that doesn't have a team, right? I mean, this girl has probably, think about the hours she's put in to her sport. And this is probably her top of the mountain of her sports training and career, and absolutely, like you said, has no chance, Patrick, none. And it was a really bad look, and I wonder, this might be one of the 3 or 4 continuous storylines from these games. It's gotten a lot of negative coverage.
Wow.
I don't know if you're seeing it right now.
I'm looking at just a little bit of the after one punch, she felt big pain.
Yeah. I mean, 45 seconds. She's crying in the ring. She
Told her,
stops
don't take the fight.
Yeah, just and again, I don't want to get real political here, but my goodness, it's just as if Paris doesn't have enough negativity coming out of hosting these games. You're like, is this going to be one of, if not the big story? It's gotten a lot of coverage. And the visual, Patrick, even after the fight, they raise the other person's hand, and the female's despondent. She's on her knee. The other boxer kind of pats her on the back, but you're like, I don't want to see that.
I don't think. Yeah, I just don't think. I mean, maybe what else can the girl that lost do? I guarantee you, she was not feeling being consoled by.
Oh no, no. But yeah, you saw it. Yeah, it was a bad moment. It was a bad moment, and how do you feel about the transgender male to female boxer? I don't want any ill will. I don't want to say, hey, go put a big guy in there and let him beat her up, her or him up, however you want to describe. But you wonder, Patrick, if that boxer that won was sitting right here and you and I were talking, I would like to ask in a normal tone, not accusatory, right? You with me? Just a normal. I would like to say, whatever his or her name is, do you feel like you really won something? Do you feel like now that you had your hand raised, and I guess the answer is yes, Patrick, but do you feel like you really won something with the scales tilted that much in your favor?
Well, and the thing is, it's like, it's not that the conversation, again, hasn't been that you can't compete. The conversation has been about fairness, and not eliminating women from sports that you don't get to the Olympics if you haven't been training years to get there. And for this young lady to say, I had never been hit that way. She's been hit so many times. I mean, she's getting hit in practice and training. And man, that's why you end up having weight classes, in MMA, boxing, etc. It's just heartbreaking, man. And I don't know. Like the Olympics committee has to make a stand, because it'll get out of control. It will get out of control at some point.
Yeah. And I'm not saying, I think what you just said, making a decision. I'm not saying these are easy decisions, and they're not. These are these are tough decisions. But
you're telling me Michael Phelps would dominate Katie Ledecky, and Katie Ledecky is the greatest female swimmer, maybe the greatest, second greatest Olympian ever. Yeah. And if Katie Ledecky was going against the top 7 men, I think she's an outlier. I ain't gonna lie. Like the way that she wins with like 10 seconds between. But on average, man, like Katie Ledecky being the best, going against 10 of the men's best, I don't think she would. I'm not gonna say stand a chance, but she's not. I don't think she's not medaling, and that's something that could potentially happen once the floodgates open. And man, I mean, Katie Ledecky's story, and then the girl Regina Smith with for America that does the backstroke. I mean, so all these athletes in their individual sport. It's like the McCowan, the Australian, and Smith in the backstroke. They are neck and neck always. They are 1 and 2, that competition would be eliminated if you enter a man that is going backstroke.
You really would think it. And I know, Patrick, I keep going to we don't want to get real political, and we don't here. We're a sports show. We want to be an escape. But I'll throw this last thing out there, and I never thought in a million years, it just hit me. Former decathlete, Olympic champion, and when you win the decathlon, the unofficial title is you're the greatest athlete in the world. That's kind of the unofficial title until the next decathlon comes. 1976 decathlon champion in Montreal Olympics. At the time, Bruce Jenner, who dominated, was a great athlete, was Bruce Jenner. obviously has had the change, the operation, is now Caitlyn Jenner, right? Okay, this is as deep as we'll go. But I have watched more than one interview. Caitlyn Jenner, formerly Bruce Jenner, decathlete champion, considered the greatest athlete in the world during his period, has many times said it's ridiculous to allow a male-born athlete to compete against females.
Right.
I don't know what that says, but that's Caitlyn Jenner's stance, who was full male,
Gets more credibility. Who gets more credibility and has more weight in what they're saying.
Yeah. And Caitlyn Jenner has many times, I've seen her on, the news shows about this topic and said, no, you should never have the change and get to go against your natural biological sex. You know what I mean? And take it for what it's worth. Take it for what it's worth. Pat, let's take a final break. Come back, wrap things up. Been a fun, well-rounded show. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know we've enjoyed bringing it to you. We do it every weekday. If you're new, we're roughly a month into this now as our happy hour show, the Young and Norvelle Show. We do it 4 to 6, Monday through Friday. We're at a different location 4 days out of 5 now. Hopefully, we're going to have our Monday location squared away soon and let you know about that. Today, Sliders Oyster Bar on Thursday. Of course, Friday, tomorrow. Come by, say hi, and visit us at Bricks, Jack's Beach tomorrow, 4 to 6. One segment left. We'll put a bow on the entire show. Stay with us on the Young and Norvelle Show.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks, Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks, Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks, Jack's Beach.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage.
I was tempted.
It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor,
I was sad.
the meat, the love, the community. Our community.
Change you and you will be mine.
Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding with Bold City Heating and Air. It's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bolt City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bolt City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who's coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at BoltCityAC.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bolt City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. BoltCityAC.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bolt City Heating and Air at BoltCityAC.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
Well, super fun show. Hope you've enjoyed it. I know we've enjoyed bringing it to you. Patrick, I think, is cutting out, getting out of here. He's been with us all day long here from Sliders Oyster Bar. I'm on the patio. We're here every single Thursday. They feature the wonderful Safe Harbor seafood. The menu is chock full with every type of seafood, and they'll make it to order. You can sit at the Oyster Bar, full-service bar, indoor dining, outdoor dining. And, man, you talk about from the ocean to your plate. Doesn't get much quicker than that. Safe Harbor is right there, and the ocean is right there. So very, very fresh. The freshest seafood you will find is at Sliders Oyster Bar, featuring Safe Harbor seafood. Terry Norvelle here. We got Zach Rothrock, our producer. Zach, some news, injury news. Unfortunately, it's that time of year. Injuries are part of football all over. College will start, and the NFL's had a lot of injuries, including the AFC South. One of the Jaguars' opponents, another kind of a significant injury. Talk about it.
Yeah, this is coming from Paul Kahorsky, the beat reporter for the Tennessee Titans. Yep.
Sure.
DeAndre Hopkins. Now, the report is not clear as if he suffered this injury today or yesterday. The report just came out about an hour ago saying that DeAndre Hopkins has a strained knee injury and is likely to miss 4 to 6 weeks, meaning he's almost certainly going to miss the opener and may also miss the Week 2 game. Yeah, he'll definitely miss it. Yeah, that they're saying that he'll almost certainly miss the opener, and he may also miss the Week 2 game. Now the Titans, their receiving room kind of got bolstered a little bit. They did sign, Calvin Ridley, who was let go by the Jaguars, and they also signed Tyler Boyd, who could not reach a contract agreement with the Bengals. They could be good on that front, but just another injury on that same line of injuries that you were talking about from previous. Just yet another one in the NFL.
And Zach, I don't have the list in front of me, and I'm also trying to get my countdown. I'm counting up, unfortunately, not counting down. A little inside talk here. I don't have all the injuries in front of me, but this first week and a half of training camp, the Jaguars have, knock on wood, have been pretty clean.
Oh yeah.
But the other 3 teams in the South, they've had 3 or 4 significant injuries. The 3 opponents in the South. I don't have them right in front of me, but I'm telling you, I remember that.
The others have definitely had a few nicks and scrapes. I think this DeAndre Hopkins one is probably the biggest, more marquee name player within the division so far. I'm looking. The Jaguars are 100. I don't see anything listed for the Jaguars at all at the moment. So they're fortunate to be there at that point. You would think, though. I mean, these guys have been practicing for a week. You would think that that would be common. That most teams would be clean at this point. There's been basically zero contact, but that literally has not been the case. It's everywhere.
It's just the fluke injury, though. I mean, during the season, when guys get hurt during the season, it's rarely. We talked with Dr. Bates about this in football, the collision sport of football. It's rare that 2 guys smash into each other and the injury happens. It's the guy that's planning to make the cut on the receiving route that his ankle gives, or his knee gives, or it doesn't give, or it's the linemen that get rolled into by the other lineman who's blocking somebody. It's just and Zach, I don't know if you were with us. We discussed this a little bit, and I think one of the reasons this time of year, the 3 weeks that the NFL practices, then they take a week off basically, and basically the 3 weeks that the college guys are about to start, and they go right into their season. Why there's more injuries? Number one, you've got your rosters are the biggest they're ever going to be, right? The NFL's you got 90 guys. You got 90 guys times 32 on the field. That'll get whacked down. But Right now, you've got 90 guys times 32 teams, and they're actually practicing hard. Normally, you don't practice hard. In the season, you don't practice hard. You barely break a sweat the 2 times you get on the field.
Oh yeah,
once the
those
season starts.
yeah, like the 80th and 90th guys on the rosters, they're practicing like the rents do, as they say. So they're giving it all every
Yeah.
single
Yeah,
rep.
yeah,
And whereas
and your practices are legitimately hard. Same with the college guys. Once the once the college season starts, they'll go on the field twice. They'll go in they'll rehab the Sunday, look at film. They'll do a walkthrough. They'll get on the field with shells, probably break a sweat. But same with the college guys. Once the season starts, your 2 practices a week, you barely break a sweat. You have to have a really fluke injury. But these 3 camp practices, 3 weeks of camp practices, that's the hardest you go, and the most guys are going hard, so you're going to have more injuries. It's just part of it. You're going to watch. You'll start seeing and hearing about the college guys going down because they're all starting to hit the field now, and it sucks.
Oh,
It just-
yeah.
but it's part of it.
Yeah, and
It's,
that thing you described with the full rosters, that's the same thing with the college. I think they never make the cut down to 53. They just keep 85, 90 guys. So yeah, they keep that as
Yeah.
well. There
Yeah.
there are gunshots happening around there. Well, what is that?
Here?
Yeah.
Where? You hear gunshots?
Potentially
No, it
someone
can't be
shooting off
here because
fireworks?
the USA we
Okay.
lost the shooting. We lost the shooting in the Olympics, so no, it's no gunshots here. I don't hear gunshots.
Oh, I got you.
The hell are you talking about, Zach? You got to spook now.
Yeah,
Everybody's
I
spooked.
don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but yeah,
I don't
forget I
know.
said anything.
Maybe it's Patrick. Is Patrick still there? Oh, okay. Maybe
yeah,
it's Patrick. We thought you were gone, Patrick. We thought you were gone. Oh, okay. Okay, sounds good. Okay, well,
Yeah.
we're just about done here, Pat. Pretty fun show. Olympics were fun. If you haven't heard, Simone Biles wrapped up what we think would be her career now. She went gold in individual today. Pretty good battle. It was good TV. I watched probably the first 30, 40% of it. It was good TV. And, watching these Olympics from Paris, it gets me thinking, this is how I would think that side of the world watches like the NFL and the Super Bowl and stuff, because, it was weird. I mean, you had a major sporting event taking place at 12:15, Patrick, on a Thursday,
Yeah.
when they want to watch the Super Bowl. I know it's Sunday, but the Super Bowl is at 3 a.m. in some places,
Right, that's true. Yeah, I remember when I was in Italy and watched the Eagles Philly special over the Patriots. That was man, it was super late, maybe 2 a.m., 3 a.m. like you're saying, for us to get watching the game.
Yeah, it's a different situation. You wonder, and this just hit me. This may be the dumbest thing I've ever said because I haven't thought it through. But with the time change, it has to affect some of the viewing. I mean, the United States, we didn't have an incredible amount of eyeballs on the live Simone Biles at 12:15. Right? People were working, people were busy. You wonder, Patrick, would the Olympics be better served to have 2 locations in different time zones and have some of the sports in this location and some of the sports in this location, so you would always have prime time viewing
Yeah,
live
yeah.
time.
Yeah, and I think breaking it up too would be great for a major city not having to do so much to prepare.
Yeah, maybe. Patrick, are you old enough to remember when the Olympics, both the summer and winter, they were the same year, and there was 4 years in between? Are you old enough to remember that?
I think so. I think I do remember the summer and winter Olympics at the
Same year.
same time, same year.
You would have, and that only changed a couple of years, probably 15, 20 years ago. It changed. What they did was they split them up. The theory is they wanted to have an Olympic Games every 2 years. So you'll never have, like, the Winter Games are not coming up this winter. You know what I'm saying? In the old days, like we talked about Bruce.
Do we have next year?
They're 2 years apart. Every 2 years there's an
Okay.
Olympic. This year is the summer. 2 years from now will be the winter. 2 more years, which will be 4 total between. The summer will be back. The old way it was done for the longest time, such as 1976, you would have the winter and summer games. They'd be several months apart. And then you would not have the Olympics until 1980. And then you wouldn't have the Olympics again until 84. And then you see where I'm going with that? Now you would have 76, 78, 80, 82. Yeah, they want to always have an Olympics every 2 years. Used to be every 4 years on the same schedule. Anyway, that's what happens when you're old. That'll wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed it. We really enjoyed today's show. I know we had a very diverse show. Those are the best. Hope you enjoyed it. I know, speaking for Patrick Young, I enjoyed it as well, bringing it to you. Thanks to Zach Rothrock, our producer, for doing a great job as always. And thank you for watching and helping us grow the show. We do it every weekday, 4 to 6, right here on Action Sports Jacks. Follow the show, come out to a show, say hi, and spread the word. Help us grow the show. That'll wrap it up. We'll get together again tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Happy Hour show coming to you live from Bricks, Jacks Beach. Hope you can come by or watch it. Have a great day, everybody.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage.
I was tempted.
It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor,
I was sad.
the meat, the love, the community. Our
To
community.
change you and you will be mine.
Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnik Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnik never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnik Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave. So
They like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer. You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional.